Hey guys, it's Eustass Kid from Class GBWE, and I'm going to show you my deck profile for my Sea Lancer deck, and it's under the March 2012 ban list. And sorry guys, I haven't posted up a vid in a while, but here's one now, so hope you guys enjoy it. Let's start off with the main card of this deck, or the poster boy per se, and it's called Sea Lancer. It's a pretty amazing card actually. It's only got 1300 attack and 1000 defense, but don't let looks deceive you, man. It's quite good. So it's a beast warrior. It's a effect monster. It's got 1300 attack, but that's a sort of like a good thing because it can run over bottomless, which is quite good. And I'll explain a little bit about his effect later on once I get through the frog engine, which I'll show you guys right now. So I run two Treeborn Frog. I was debating whether or not to run just one, because I think two might be a little too much. Because even if your Treeborn gets, even if it gets banished by like let's say a DD Crow or Chaos Orc, or they like side some stuff into it, and let's say it gets banished, Sea Lancer effect lets you get that back from the banished zone. It's quite good. You can target any number of banished sea serpent, or I usually just target frogs, and you can equip them to this card. And if it's at least equipped to 1, it gains 1000 attack, and from there he's just like a Gachi. You can just detach one, or sorry, not detach. You can unequip one from this card, and he won't be destroyed. And it's quite good because it combos well with a card called Poison Draw Frog and Dupe Frog, because you plus off of that. I'll explain their effects later. So I run 3 Swap Frog. This is I think the heart of the deck, because this card is what gets your frogs in the grave, especially your Treeborn. And that's why I was saying whether or not to run 2, because I think it might be too much, because I get Treeborn a lot in the grave, especially first turn when I open up with a frog heavy hand. So this card is quite good. I like it. 3 Ronin Totem. At first when I ran this deck I was running 2, but I felt that 3 is just a good number. You can banish a frog. You can banish another one of itself. To special summon itself from the graveyard, and then those banished frogs that Ronin Totem used to get itself out from the grave, you can recycle with Sea Lancer. So you can even banish your own Treeborn, and it wouldn't affect you if you have a Sea Lancer that turn. So 2 Dupe Frog, which searches out your Sea Lancer. This card is really good. It's really good. Yeah. I looked into a ruling about this, that sometimes it misses the timing. Like for example, if a Ryko pops this, you won't get off the search because it isn't the last thing that happened on the chain, or something like that. Yeah, I looked into that. It's a little weird though. 2 Poison Draw. I use this mainly for the purpose of Sea Lancer. So let's say you have a Sea Lancer, and you use the effect, and you target 2 banished Poison Draw. And let's say you attack into a Mirror Force. You can unequip this Poison Draw, and when it gets sent to the grave, you get a draw. So that's a neat little thing about Poison Draw and Sea Lancer. It's one of the cooler combos about this deck. So that's it for the Sea Lancer part and the frog engine of this deck. Let's move on to the tribute monsters, the ones which eat the frogs for the tribute fodder. So I have 1 Dark Dust Spirit. It's a really cool card. I think of it more as a pocket nuke or a portable nuke, something like that. It's really good. You can once it's summoned, it destroys all of the monsters on the field face up, and at the end of the turn, since it's a spirit, it'll go back to your hand. It's good to recycle well with faders if you have a handful of faders, or you have Treeborn in your grave. So that's really good. And this is a really neat card. I just put in here. It's called Feng Hui. It's pretty much the opposite of Dark Dust Spirit. in the sense that it pops back row. It's quite cool. Yeah, so I've been testing that out. I think I took it out for a trag. It's really good. It's doing well. And then you have your basic monarchs. I run two Ryzas, three Kais, because you gotta have Kais in there. Yep, that's your monarchs. Okay, these are, I would say, the bigger boss of Sea Lancer, but they're really good. So we have a lad. This card is pretty good. I like it. It makes your opponent waste resources, which is quite good. And if it's destroyed and you have let's say a Caius or another monarch in the grave, you can get that to special summon once this is removed from the field and sent to the grave. Obelisk, holy cow! This is quite good. This is really good actually. You can get this off really easy with the frogs, because you can just discard the special swap, dump your Ronin totems, and special summon them by banishing other frogs. You'll get off 3 tribute fodders really quick. So that's it for your tributes, tribute monsters. I mean, and let's move on to the hand traps, the last part of the monster lineup. Okay, so we have 1 Gores. That's self-explanatory. You don't run traps in this deck. Yeah, I don't run Treacherous Trap Hole. I haven't had to get my hands on it in a while, so yeah, I don't run that. 1 Trag. I recently took out the other for the Fenghui, just testing that out. It's doing pretty good actually. And I really love this part of the deck. It's 3 Battle Faders. I'm sorry. This has saved me from OTKs a bunch. It's really good, especially if you have like a couple of these in your hand, equipped with or a bunch of those in your hand with Dark Dust Spirit. It's really good because your opponent can't swarm. Yeah, it's really good. So that's your hand traps and pretty much the last bit of the monster lineup I have for this Sea Lancer deck. Moving on, let's go to the spell lineup. And again, as I said before, I'm not running traps in this deck, so let's get on with this. 2 creature swap. Amazing if you have Treeborn in your graveyard. You just special summon the Treeborn in attack, and then you creature swap for maybe like their boss monster or something like that. It's quite good. 2 Econ. It's like a free, what's that called? It's like a brain control. You tribute your Treeborn, and then you get one of their monsters on their field, and you can use that for tribute fodder too. It's really good. 2 MST. Yep, staples. 1 heavy. And 1 Monster Born. 1 Dark Hole. And this card, it's called Salvage. It's pretty good. I run 2 of it. 2 Salvage. It pretty much recycles your frogs in your grave. This card is awesome with Swap Frog, because basically you can just keep dumping the frogs and then recycling them with Swap Frog, because as I said before, Swap Frog's effect is you can discard a frog to special summon this from your hand, and then whenever he's summoned you can just dump a frog, and then you could just keep repeating that cycle, because sending Swap Frog to the hand is a cost, and you can do that as much times as you want. So that's a pretty good combo, Swap Frog and Salvage. So I'm gonna actually move on to the side deck. Sorry, I'm gonna exceed over 10 minutes here. That's okay. It's not much of a side deck, but I just put together a couple cards I found useful for this deck. So 2 Armed Sea Hunter. This card works well with Treeborn. It negates the effects of cards it destroys by battle. And yeah, it's pretty good. 2 Vanity's Fiend. Just some anti-meta stuff. Another Lad. I find myself never using that though. Electric Virus. It's good for Dino Rabbits. Another Dark Dust Spirit. Haven't used that though. Dupe Frog. I used this when I started off this deck. I think 3 is too much, that's why I took it out. Fish. It's quite good. Although I think another point of this deck is to not run traps, so that you're never setting, which means that it leaves your opponent with a couple dead cards such as Heavy and their MSTs. Like they can never use it, which is pretty good. That's why I don't use this that often. Leeching the Light, that's self-explanatory. Econ, another Econ. Avarice, never used that. And another Salvage. I think 2 is a right number though. Okay, let's see. These are my tokens. Yeah. I got them from Alex Chai. I think I can put his name in the description, or his channel in the description below. Yeah, these are pretty cool. They're like hollow Orica cards, and they're of Luffy and Zoro from One Piece. So that's pretty cool. They're my tokens, and I've got more tokens too. There we go. And finally, the last part of this deck is the extra deck. To be honest, you only need 3 gachis for this extra deck. It's quite cool. It's like a $3 extra deck, the cheapest you can find, I guess. Yeah, you only need 3 gachis. There's no synchros in this deck, or there's no tuners in this deck, so you can't sync. I was thinking of adding Veilers, but I'm currently making a new deck right now, so I'm leaving it as it is. So 3 gachis is perfect. Like you'll be overlaying for these like crazy. Wish you could run like 5 or something. It's really good. So that's my deck, and hope you guys like it. Stay tuned for more. Eustass Kid out.